Hello everybody, my name is Zero. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I certainly appreciate it. Today we are going to start a brand new game of Oxygen Not Included. This is the Spaced Out Edition. We have over 1,300 hours of gameplay in this game, so we kind of think we know what we're doing just a little bit. If you're new to the game or if you just want to check it out, thank you again for checking out the channel. 7. We normally just go 7. We got a couple things over here. We're not really going to worry about all of that. We're going to start up a brand new game, and we're going to pick our duplicants to start everything off. When it comes to picking your first 3 duplicants, this is the only time at the beginning of the game where you actually get to pick what kind of duplicants you are looking for. So the first thing we always like is a very good digger. We want somebody who can dig a lot. Now, this is a bottomless stomach, so we're just going to keep re-rolling until we find somebody. Allergic to floral scent, we don't want that one either. Shabby dresser, you know what, we can do with that one. And an animal lover here, we're going to name this one Dig 1. Now, the things that I like to pick out are digger, are researcher. We want a really good researcher as well. And decreased bathroom speed, that's okay. Another animal lover, that's kind of funny that none of them are going to be our husbandry. We're actually going to look for a rancher on this one, but we're going to name this one Researcher 1. Perfect, and let's get somebody who is good at ranching. Noodle arms, we don't really want noodle arms. Decrease machinery, that's okay, and increase cuisine. All right, excellent. Rancher 1. All right, excellent. So then let's name it Supernova. Going fast. All right, so we do have one modification that we're going to be putting on this game. Actually, we got 3 total. The first one you can see right here is these tiles, the tile mod. We put that one on. We also have this pliers mod on, and we also have a speed modifier on right now. So those 3 mods are in the game. We're just taking a look at our surroundings right now. So we have some water up there, water down there. It looks like our biome comes up here, maybe comes off to the right a little bit up there. All right, let's see if we can't get into this water. And let's see if we can't set up a bathroom to start everything off. So what we're going to do is we are going to come down here to this dig command, which is D on your keyboard. We're going to dig out a few tiles just to get a few resources that we can use to then build. So as you can see, the sandstone came down after we get done digging it, and now we have the ability to use that sandstone to make things that we want. So we're going to put the ladder system, it looks like, going down right here. I think that'll be fine. And while that's going on, let's continue to dig over this way and maybe put our bathroom system right over here to the right. Now, we do go 4 tiles high. That is as high as the duplicants can dig from the bottom level. So they can dig up 3 tiles. They're technically 2 tiles high, so they can dig up 3 tiles. But if we were to, like, let's say, try and dig this one out, well, they could stand on top of here and do it, but well, we'll explain it all later. So we're going to come over to our priorities as well. We're going to go to dig. We're going to make that a high priority for them. For researching, we're actually going to disallow everybody to use the researching except for our researcher. That's the only one we want using the research station. And, of course, our ranching is going to go up here, but we can't actually do ranching at this particular time. We're going to continue to dig out, and we're going to continue to get down to this water. Now, this is where I do have the speed modifier on, so if we click to the second one, it's actually the 3rd speed in the normal game, and if we click on the fastest, well, it's like a ×10 speed, so it goes really, really fast. I don't like going that fast on the first day, just because I tend to not get things done that I want to get done, so we're just going to come over this way, and we're going to throw in a pitcher pump. Let's throw it right there. We didn't actually get any of this copper ore yet, so we can't make a pneumatic door. We're going to come over to this ration box, and we are going to click all. We'll just let them grab everything that they possibly can. We're also going to come to this harvest plant thing, and we're just going to harvest all the plants. If there's any natural plants that are ready to harvest, we do want to harvest those up, so we'll just let them do that. Okay, let's go to medicine. Let's go to wash basin, and we're going to throw a wash basin down, I think, right here, and then right here, and then we're going to come over to plumbing. We're going to go to the outhouse. We're going to skip 2, and then we're going to plant them right there. Okay, so that's going to be the setup for our bathroom. And the first thing that you do want to do in this game is give your duplicants a bathroom. You definitely want to make sure that they have a place to go to the bathroom, because by the end of this cycle, they all are going to have to go to the bathroom, and if you don't give them a place to go, they're going to pee on the floor, and that's going to be polluted water with germs inside of it, and just something you don't really want to have to worry about early on in the game, so just build them a bathroom. They should be good to go. And again, we're keeping it on 1, the speed of 1 for the first day, just to make sure that we get this done. I never want our duplicants to not have a bathroom, and so if that means just taking our time, then that's what we're going to do for the first day. We're also going to switch up some of their schedules here. So your duplicants don't really need all of that extra time early on in the game. And so what we like to do is stagger their time. So as you can see, they're all going on break. And if we let's say take our rancher, go to here, take our researcher, go to here, take our dig, go to here. As you can see, as this timer gets down to here, dig 1 will be the first one to go on break, but as they do, we still have this block of time for this duplicant to work. Okay, it looks like our bathroom's set up too, so I'm going to stop everything. And then as we continue to go up, they get later and later on in the day. So we're going to stagger them to do that. Now, we're going to come to our priorities. If you push P on your keyboard, it's also right here, the priorities. We're going to go to 9, and we're going to set these. These are the only 2 things. The outhouse, very early on, I like to set those at 9s just to make sure we're going to get a whole different bathroom system set up so that our duplicants don't have to worry about like outhouses or anything like that. But for right now, and especially early on in the cycle, we're going to put those up in priority just to make sure that our duplicants come over to here and clean these out whenever they have to. We don't have any of this copper ore, so we're going to come over to here, and we're going to dig out a little bit of it. And once we dig out a couple of it, we're going to be able to make these pneumatic doors. We're going to throw up doors right here, and we're going to turn this into a room. There are room overlays, and one of the things we want to get early on is this latrine. That's going to give them a +1 in morale. So basically, the whole game is about keeping your duplicants alive and keeping this stress factor down as low as you possibly can, because each duplicant, if we come over to them and we go to let's go to their bios, you can see that they have a trait, and one of them is a stressed trait. They all have a stressed trait, and this one is a binge eater, so it's going to dangerously overeat whenever it's stressed. If we come to our dig, you can see it's a vomiter, so they're going to vomit if they're stressed. They also get stuff if they're overjoyed, so if their stress is down, so if their stress is down a whole lot, they're going to be super productive here. So they're overjoyed. They have a stressed and an overjoyed. And every duplicant you get is going to have at least 1 stress factor. And so we want to keep that morale down as fast as we can. All right, we do have some copper ore, so let's make that pneumatic door. We're going to throw on those doors, and we're going to check the room overlay. All it has to be is a maximum of 12 tiles, a minimum of 64 tiles, a wash station, and a toilet. So we have a wash station and a toilet in there, and so this should become a latrine. All right, it does look like our duplicants are idle right now, so we are going to take our ladder. We're going to continue going up. We want to continue to explore a little bit, and we also want to give them a place that they can sleep. We want to give them the next room we're going to build for them is right here, and it's going to be a nice little place for our duplicants to sleep. We can actually go up a little bit on the speed here, and so as you can see, dig number 1 did hit their downtime first. They go over to the bathroom, they get some food poisoning, they wash their hands at the wash basin as they're coming out, and they're good to go. We're also going to come up to these germs. We're going to disinfect. We're going to cancel disinfect. There's no reason to really disinfect anything. Germs are not too big of a deal in this game. We're going to lock this. We're also going to come up to priorities. We're going to set attacking very high, life support very high, and toggling very high. These 3, we don't care which duplicant does it, but we are going to want duplicants to make sure that the other duplicants don't die. So we're going to lock that one. We can actually open this one, and if we take a look at our overlay, this did become a latrine, and so the effects are +1 in morale. If we come over to a vital, we can see that duplicant, they get a +1 for being a duplicant, a new hope, a 2 shift break. Oh, they must not have hit the latrine. This one, the rancher must have got the latrine. We must not have had the doors in time for the first 2, but they do get a +1 in latrine, so they did go up to +3. We're going to take some tiles, and we're going to fill in these 2 blocks right here. So we're going to keep it at 4 tiles high, and then we're going to build a floor. Then we're going 4 tiles high. We're going to build a floor. We're going 4 tiles high. We're going to build a floor, and we're going to do that for the setup of our base. Okay, so on day 2 right now, it does look like our duplicates have a nice place to sleep. We're going to come over here to the left side, and we're actually going to dig. We're going to come over this way. We're going to put all of our researching and stuff up top right here. Another big thing in Oxygen Not Included is this research tab right here. And as you do research up, you get bigger and better things to add to your base. So we're going to want that early on, hence why we got a good researcher as well. Research very important in this game, so we're going to want to get that up early as possible so our duplicates can have a lot of time to work it. This is going to happen a lot too, so your duplicates are going to get themselves stuck, so they can like climb up here as they are. So what we're going to do is if we dig out those 3 tiles, they can't actually jump into this 1 tile gap, so hopefully they can drop down fast enough. Dun-dun, one more. Come on. There you go, buddy. Excellent. So now he's just back on. Your duplicates will try and die, so just be very careful and try and keep an eye on them, especially early on in the game. Looks like it's time for our duplicates to go on a little bit of a break here. Go to the bathroom, and then we can see that Dig 1 is the first person to use our brand new barracks, which if we come up to this room, we can see it is a barracks, and it will give them a +1. You can also see when they come to lay down that plus barracks right there. So we are seeing that they are grabbing the morale from the room. Okay, then they're going to continue. We're going to get our research station up here. We're also going to need to get a little bit of power going. Then we did leave a 3-tile space right here, and this is for our advanced machinery. Let's grab up some power. We're going to go from our hamster wheel. So the hamster wheel is the first thing that we have access to in our power overlay right here. And this is a manual generator. So it's everybody just calls it the hamster wheel because one of your duplicates are going to have to run around this circle, and they're going to generate the power that we're going to store into these batteries and then send off to the things that are going to require power. So this is going to take 60 watts of power, this is going to take 120 watts of power, and as you can see, we're going to generate 400 watts of power whenever we spin in our little hamster wheel. So we're going to spin, we're going to generate those joules, and that is going to activate our oxygen diffuser and now access to the research station. Now, with our research station, if we come here, we can see the entire tree going up and down. First thing that we want to do is this food prep. We want to get this farm tile right here, and we also want to get access to some food tables. And right now, what we're going to do is just continue to dig out. So we have our researcher researching, as he will, as he's going to do. And as he does that, we do want to just continue to sort of dig out the base a little bit. It's not a huge starting base. It does come up a little bit, and it looks like one of the input outputs for the other planet is going to be right here. And it looks like our teleporter is right here. So, well, let's see the destination. It's right here. Combustista. Okay. All right. That is a natural gas geyser, liquid sulfur oil reservoir. Yeah, that's going to have all of our oil on there. So we are going to have to eventually get a duplicate over to there to start getting some oil going. But new planet, that's kind of nice. Yeah, not a bad little starting base right now. We got our research going. We got places for them to sleep. We have places for them to go to the bathroom. They do have a lot of stuff to eat right now, so 30,000 calories. I do believe they take 1,000 calories per day. So for 3 duplicates, that's going to be quite enough. We go fast here. We can actually continue to just dig out our starting biome here while we get some research going. Also time for a brand new duplicate. So let's see what we got here. So every third day, every third cycle, we are going to get access to the printing pod and have a chance at a new duplicate. Now, I would recommend if you are a new player not to go after new duplicates so early on. So you do need to get some food established. You need to get some oxygen established before you start adding new duplicates to your colony. As of right now, we're looking. This is a cuisine, but they are a plant murderer and squeamish. And this is building impaired. That is not something that we are looking for. So we don't really like either one of these two. They're a loner as well, so they get a bonus while being alone on a world. And so they're going to be with people, so we're not really worried. We're not really gonna take that one. And this one, cooking, rocketry, building, would be nice, but this plant murderer, we really need people to be okay with planting. So we're just gonna grab up some sandstone. We're gonna print that out. And again, we didn't take a duplicate, and I would recommend not taking duplicates early on. You can grab 1, maybe 2. get to like 5, establish your colony, get some oxygen, get some food, and then start adding more, but really don't add duplicants until you like the duplicant. If it's something that you don't like, then do not take it. Okay, so we have the farm tile ready to go right now, and right now we're going to go after this supercomputer. So this is the second one we're going to want. We're also going to want this water cooler, so we are going to go after our supercomputer right now. So this slime is emitting, it looks like polluted oxygen, but it looks like there are no slime germs in there, and no slime germs on the surface of that, no slime lung, excuse me, on the surface of there, of the slime around this little. It's kind of weird that this came into our base a little bit, though, too. It looks like this set piece got displayed into our base, and it kind of took out the granite, and this one too. So it takes out like the granite covering or the abyssallite covering going around this one as well a little bit. It looks like the granite was supposed to come down this way, but because of these set pieces, and this one as well, so it doesn't connect right there. So it's a very interesting starting base. It looks like we have 4 of the points of interest just set up ready to go in the base. We are going to dig all the way out here, and we are going to plant our farm tiles. Now, little rule of thumb, since we are going to be building up this mealwood and growing some mealwood, you do want to have 5 mealwood plants for every 1 duplicant. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here is for those 3, 5, 1, 2. So we have another 5 and 2. So we're going to be getting an excess of food, and we are going to want to store that somewhere. But for right now, let's get these farm tiles going. Let's get the plants going. We got research going, and we are doing just fine. Once we get these plants going, everything should be good. Of course, because we don't have a builder right at this second, we don't have somebody who is dedicated to building. We have our dig, and we have their priorities up high on digging. They are going to prioritize doing the dig over anything else that is here. So once they do that, they should start filling in these tiles. I think our rancher actually might come over and help out a little bit. Now he's cleaning up, so we can actually have him, if we go to our priorities and our rancher, we can actually take the build and like put it up as a 1 for them instead of a very high, so just a high priority, and hopefully they will prioritize doing some of the builds over going and cleaning up most of the area. And as you can see, he's now delivering the dirt, he's digging out the spots for it, and he is building. Now, his building is not very good, so we're going to have to just wait while he does all these farm tiles. But again, we really, really want the farm tiles to be built up here so we can get some food going. We do have 31,000 calories, so we're fine for the next couple of days. If you are going to be using the speed mod, one of the things you do want to watch out for, especially early on in the game, is that research. They're going to get done with the research very, very quickly. So just keep your thumb on the spacebar so you can stop it as soon as they get done, and you're not wasting time by not researching. All right, so we got our supercomputer. So I want this jumbo battery, and I do want this coal generator as well. So we're going to go coal generator and jumbo battery. Once we get that jumbo battery, we're going to replace these 2 batteries. They only hold 10 kilojoules each, so for a total of 20 for these 2. For the same amount of space and less of the heat, we're going to jump that up to 40 kilojoules with the jumbo battery. So that's exactly what we want. We're also going to put our mealwood seed on there, and we're going to place that at a 7 and plant it. And we're going to go across and copy all the settings on our plant. So we do want mealwood to be grown in these planter boxes, and we did put it at a 7 because it is a higher priority. It is our food, and so once that is harvestable and ready to go, we want our duplicants to immediately go over there and start harvesting all of those plants. So that's why we put it at a 7, and if we look at our priorities, we can see that all of that is going to stay at a 7. Here we go. Our first mealwood is at 9%, about 10%, and it is growing. Our oxygen is doing very well, and that's all because of this oxygen diffuser, which uses algae to create some oxygen. Now, we are going to want to get off of this oxygen diffuser, not quickly. I mean, it's not something that we have to do right away, but as soon as we find our first water source in the game, we're going to be switching over from oxygen diffusers, and we're going to be making all of our oxygen through oxygenizers and stuff like that. So, all right, we got done with that research. So we're going to come back to, and the game does go very fast if you have on this mod. So we're going to come over to here, and we're going to get this lavatory. You know what? Actually, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to get this flower pot. And once we get the flower pot, we're going to be ready to go to create our next building to help out our duplicate morale. Right now, we also want to take a notice of this. Looks like a worker with a helmet on top of it. That's going to be your duplicate skills. And the reason that we want to work on the morale is because we want to keep skilling up our duplicates. So, for instance, our researcher here has a skill point of 1, which means on this tree we can put down a skill point. We're going to put it here for the advanced researching. We're going to click on that, but it does look like they only have 2 morale. So they did use a latrine. It doesn't look like they're sleeping in a bed. Interesting. We'll have to watch that as it comes around. But we did put on that duplicate skill right here, so that's going to allow the researcher to use the supercomputer in our game. And because of that, they are going to expect a nicer area to live. So as their morale, as you start giving them more skills, their morale is going to go up. So you have to kind of equal that out with things like, you know, +1 in the latrine, +1 in the barracks. We're going to get a +6 going right now, and that's really going to help out our duplicates' morale. And right now, we're going to come back to the printing pod and look at our duplicate skills. So our rancher, this is the one we're waiting for right here for our rancher. So we have to go through farming to get to ranching. So we're going to click on the farming one to give it to them. So hopefully the next skill point they get, we can get to that ranching. And our dig, we're going to come up here to the first one, hard digging. And that's going to be very firm material. So basically this, granite. It's going to allow our digger to be able to dig out granite. If you come to properties right here, so it says hardness 80, very firm, and those are the things that our digger are now going to be able to dig out. Right now what we're doing is starting to build a place where our duplicates can eat. So if we come to furniture and we go to, let's go to the water cooler first. We're going to put down a water cooler, we're going to put down a flower pot, and then we're going to put down a bunch of mess tables. Okay, so we want to build a great hall for our duplicates to eat in, and that's going to give them a +6 in morale, and that is one of the bigger things that you can hook your duplicates up with early game to really, really help them out with that morale. We're also going to throw it on a supercomputer just so we don't forget to put that in here. And one of the other things that we can get now that we did grab up our lamp and the water cooler mess table is this ceiling light. We're actually going to throw a ceiling light right here in between our research station and our supercomputer. We have to give that a little bit of power. And the reason we're going to put that ceiling light in there, and if you can, well, you can't see it right now. Once it gets built, it's 10 watts of power. The reason we're doing that is because it actually gives your duplicates who work under it a lit workspace buff, and that is going to be a plus 15% in their skills. So researching should go at 15% faster. Let's go to our blueprints. Let's see what we got here. A cooker. They can't do researching. That's fine. And they are allowed sleepers, so they would have to be away from everybody. So not too good. Decreased athletics. Bummer. I really don't like that decreased athletics. You can skill them up and you can take away that trait, but I don't really like either one of these two either. So we're gonna go snazzier green suit. We're gonna print that out. And again, don't get duplicates unless you want duplicates. If you don't like the duplicate, please do not get it. We're gonna give it to our dig because our dig, I feel, is gonna have to go through some terrible, terrible slots here, and look at how snazzy. Look at how snazzy. And if we go to our overlay of the decor overlay, we can actually see that they give off a little bit of a green glow as they move around. It's super nice because their decor is so high. They have a plus 25 for their outfit. And so they're already a shabby dresser. That's hysterical. We give them a nice suit. Look at that nice little green glow. We're not really worried about the decor right at this second, just because our duplicates are doing are just making the starting base. We are going to worry about the decor a little bit later on. We want them to live in a nice environment so that they're not feeling like they're just in a crappy place all the time. So we are going to help them out. Once this gets planted, as you can see, we do have a mess hall right now, and that is going to, the effects down there is a morale of +3. Once we get this plant in here, that should be a decor item of +20, and that should give us a great haul. And that's what we're looking for. That's going to give our duplicates a +6 in morale, and that's really the only morale, the last of the morale that we're going to have to worry about for the early game here. And as you can see, as they eat, they get that plus mess hall. And if we go to our vitals, that's hooking them up with a +3. So they are 6 of 1. So they do need 1 morale over here, and we're hooking them up with 6. Only going to go up as we get that bigger and better Great Hall. So here we can see that they just delivered the Briar Seed. So if we go to our room overlay, that will now make it a... Oh, there we go. It takes a second to get in there and start going. Great Hall, and that is going to give them a +6 in morale. So with these 3 setups, with this +1, +1, +6, we're giving our duplicants a +8 on top of, they already get a +1 for being a duplicant and 2 shift break, so they are getting a +1 for that. So their morale is going to be just fine. And so we did just add the light, and with the light, well... Let's wait till our researcher actually comes up here and starts working. If we click on it, we can see a lit workspace now, and that is going to give them a +15 in speed. Before I forget, let's continue and copy all the settings going on here so we can continue growing our meal leaf. Did we get some already? We did not. Okay, so we're at 66%. We're almost ready to go. They grow every 3 days, and that's why you want to get 5 down. That's going to be enough for duplicants to eat all within the 3-day span for the meal wood to then grow to 100% and give off more meal lice. So if you give 5 per duplicant, you're going to have a nice little cycle. All right, that research is completed. We just got our lavatory and latrines. We're going to start building that up, and we want to switch out these outhouses. I did mention at the beginning of the game we want to switch out these outhouses. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have a lot of space to go this way with. We are going to need a little bit of space this way. We might have to switch out the location of the latrine, but that is a problem for future Zero. We want to come to our food. We want to grab up some ration boxes, and we want to throw our ration boxes into here. Now, what we did was actually create a little bit of a carbon dioxide pit. So as our duplicants come over here, get food out of our rations box, are going to be breathing out carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide is going to sit in this box. Now, the reason we want carbon dioxide is because carbon dioxide is a gas that does not allow germs to sit inside of it. It's actually considered a sterile environment, and if your food is in a sterile environment, it decays slower. So right now, we actually can't freeze our food. That's what we want to do. We want to deep freeze it to make sure that it can stay forever in the game. It doesn't rot if it's in a freezing temperature. But for right now, for the early game, we just want to get it in an environment where it's going to decay less. And so this is the option that we have come up with. So we're going to go to this rations box. We're going to go to all. We're going to copy those settings over to here as well, and we're going to come down to this ration box. We're going to deconstruct this this ration box so that all the food that's in here will get transferred up to here. As you can see, they're picking up the nutrient bar. Well, and the meal lice. Okay, so they're picking up a bunch of it. Oh no, they're eating in the Great Hall. Okay, it's time for them to eat. There we go. So they dropped the nutrient bar, which I think is kind of funny. There we go. Rancher is going to throw all the food over into here. And, well, this doesn't off-gas anyway, so it's not going to tell us what it is. But as soon as we get some meal lice in there, I will show you that the carbon dioxide that is filling up in this box will keep it from decaying faster and faster. We can also lock this, and we can open up these doors. So we can lock the top one, and we can open up this door. So if you notice, it takes them a second to wait for the animation for the door to open up. And if you just open it like this, they don't have to wait for that animation, and it retains its room. So even though the door is permanently open, the room is retained. But it is sleepy time for all of our duplicates, so there we go. We can also come to this water cooler. We can disable this building here. And even though this building is disabled, our duplicates will retain the Great Hall bonus. So we just won't put water into our water cooler, and it's not a place that our duplicates can go socialize. So we'll give them a better place. Right now, it doesn't look like there are any seeds available for the 5 that are left down here, which is fine because if you look, there are these little cracks in some of the in some of the sandstone and some of the copperstone. These are the buried objects. So something seems to be hidden here, and one of the things that could be hidden underneath there are mealwood seeds. And so as we dig out, we might find a couple more. We have just placed them here. Just in case they find them, they'll run them down to here. All right, the research for so the research for the pumping is finished. So let's go to our very first one that's going to require a supercomputer, and I think we're going to go for these insulated tiles right here. Now, the reason that we want these insulated tiles is because a couple spots, it does look like the heat could actually bleed through. Like right here, it looks like a bunch of this heat that's over here. So the pinch of pepper plants, where they are located in the biome, it's super hot, right? So it's 112, 113 degrees over here, and that is going to leak through the granite and will eventually leak into our base. So what we want is to just stop that leakage from getting into our base. It's not a huge issue. I know that temperature is something that will kill a base if you don't know what you're doing with the temperature. So the mealwood seeds here, they have to be below 86 degrees, and this 112, if it keeps leaking into here, will eventually stifle all of these plants. And so that's one of the things that really kills an early base is no access to food. Now, we're not really going to worry about that, but we do want those insulated tiles for a different reason, and that is to create a little bit of a water basin. We're going to create a water basin. Might make it over here. Trap this in here. Pump all this into here. Let this flow down. We'll see if there's any water up here, too. I don't think there's going to be, but we're going to continue going up with our... We're going to continue just going up with our exploration. And even just digging up here for a little bit did allow us to find some more mealwood seeds. Of course, all the sand did come down here and blocked our access to our water, so we got to make sure that we dig that out really quickly. Okay, so no water, but here is the input to the other island, so the supply teleporter input. And it does look like another little just sand biome over here, another an ice biome up here. Chlorine got all the way into our base from this side. So because this stopped the abyssallite from being built, it got chlorine that could potentially get into our starting base, which we'll just have to keep an eye out for that. Okay, so we have queued up a bunch of dig commands while our researcher is continuing to do some research down there. We're going to allow them to dig out the rest of this base and explore our asteroid just a little bit more. All right, we do need another duplicate, so I would definitely like one. A plant murderer, kind of sucks. It's not terrible. He's a plant murderer as well. Researcher and agriculture, but operating and suit wearing. So the athletic and the machinery. We're going to go with this guy. So we're going to make him an operate and at a 1. He's going to be our first operator, and what we're going to hopefully do with him is build him up to be a megatronics engineer. We do want a megatronics engineer if we come to our skills. They do, any duplicate that you get from the printing pod after the first 3, they come with a skill. So we can actually come down here to operator and improve tinkering on him. But we want to get him all the way up to megatronics engineering for the conveyor rail construction. That is something that we want to get a little bit early on for our ranches, and just to allow shipping to be an option. That is something that you definitely want to get early game. Okay, so for our next project, what we're going to do is we are going to, again, get these outhouses out of here, and we want to convert those over into a better bathroom system so our duplicates don't have to worry about these outhouses. And for that, we're going to need this water sieve, and we're going to need this liquid reservoir. We're going to need both of those. So we are going to just start out. We're going to have to go through 2 tiers here. We're going to have to grab up the filtration system, and then we're going to get the water sieve, and then our next endeavor will be that liquid reservoir. And once we get those 2, we can convert this bathroom to an upgraded, better bathroom. But now that we do have those insulated tiles, I want to make this just a little bit better. Now, we're just going to bring the insulated tiles up to the abyssallite because the abyssallite is actually a great insulator. So there is not a lot that can actually penetrate through abyssallite. So We're going to be okay with that. The insulated tiles up to that should stop all the heat from one side going to the other. So as you can see, this is 112, 112, 72. So it's really not going up in temperature at all. It will go up a little bit, nothing that we're going to have to concern ourselves with. We don't have a dedicated builder yet, and that is kind of a very big inconvenience. I do like to get at least a builder within the first 10 cycles of it, but we really haven't found anything out of that printing pod that we have really liked other than that Megatronics engineer, so not going to cry over spilt milk. We'll eventually find a builder. Just trying to find a good place for our ranches, and that's 25 there. But that's at the edge, so we're going to need one space. It's going to be right to there. Okay, so 25 is right there. That's insane. We might be able to stick in a bunch of ranches going up and down, starting there and going up. This was a very small starting biome. Not a ton of space to work with. Just a little space up here on the right. But I like it. I actually dig that it's kind of a smaller starting asteroid. I kind of like that challenge. It's fun. By the way, if you are wanting to play this as well, here are our coordinates, and you can definitely play along with us. You can definitely hit up our starting asteroid and hit me up on all the social media, and you can show me exactly what kind of base you're going for in the early stages of the game. I would love to see it. I would love to see what you're doing. We did open this up right here because this is 14 by 16, and if 4 by 16, and if we take a look, it can only be 64 tiles. That is exactly 64 tiles, so we can get 8 beds in to our first starting bedroom. All right, let's go to our liquid reservoir, and let's start getting ready to convert this over. I don't like going with just a 2-bathroom system, but because this is such a small starting biome, we might have to. Let's see. And here we're going to have to do a little bit of maintenance. So right now we're going to build a little bit of a water sieve down here underneath our bathroom. We do have a printing pod and a duplicate. So let's see what we got. Rocketry. Supplying and decorating requires a sleep to light. Requires a light to sleep. Okay, we're going to grab up this guy as a supply, and I'll show you a little bit of a trick here. So if they do require a light to sleep, one of the things, and we did keep this extra gap right here, and we did that for a specific reason. So if we come to our furniture and we go to our ceiling, light, and we put it right here. Now, it's going to light up just this bed on the end. And so what we can do is we can actually have those duplicates who require a light to sleep on the end. And if we ever get another one, we can move it over to and light up this one. Move it over to light up just this one. So all of these ones would require a light, while these ones down here don't require a light. And so by keeping a little bit of a gap on our very first tile over here, boom, we can see that now the light is lighting up just this bed right here. So we go to our brand new hire, supply 1. Then we need to give a new one to dig. So what is that? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one right here will be assigned to dig. Excellent. And right now, we can come up to our schedule as well. And we do want to move operate and supply off of there. So let's go to, well, we're going to have to wait till the day is over. They're already in their schedule. Down here, come down here. He would be done for the day, so don't want to do that. We'll wait until that this night is over, and then we will switch over operate and our brand new supplier. Okay, let's go to operate. Let's go to supply. And then the next thing we want to do, and I don't think we did this with operate, we want to make sure that their priority is high on what we would like them to do. So tidying, supplying, and storing, those 3 things. So we have a supplier now. We don't have a builder. We still don't have a dedicated builder, but that's okay. All right, liquid reservoir and water sieve are finished. Let's see, what can we go for next? You know what? Let's go with ranching next. We do want to get ready for ranching. We don't actually have a rancher yet, but we do want to start to get ready for that. All right, we want to take our ladder. We want to come all the way down here. And we are going to have to probably build in a little bit of water, but that's okay. Boom. Across there. 2, 3, 4, boom. Okay, excellent. Now, the only unfortunate thing about working in water is your duplicants are going to get hypothermia, but if we come up here to their vitals, you can see that they don't even have it anymore, so it just goes by so quickly. I think they have hypothermia for like a total of 90 seconds, and it's not really something that you have to worry about. It will make their stress go up if you're playing on like a high-stress game or something like that, but for us and for what we're doing on just a normal, everyday game, we don't have to worry about hypothermia. All right, so we do have another duplicant at the printing pod over here. I wanted to get that done before I actually came to the printing pod. And again, I don't really like anybody. We got an operating, a supplier. We have one of those too. Ranching, we have one. Farming and researching, we got all of those. So we're not getting very good duplicants here on the first 20 cycles, but we're going to go with this pink unitard, okay? And who do we give this to? I think we give this to... Supplier is probably going to have the second grisliest job, so we give it to him. Okay. I have never seen the pink unitard before, but my goodness, does it look great. That is awesome. All right, I love it. All right, so here is our like liquid reservoir. I know that they actually have liquid reservoirs now, but we're going to keep all of our water down into here, and we're going to pump it up from here as well. Another thing that we're going to go for is this rock crusher and refinement. We do want some refined metal, so we're just going to come over to this fire pole, and we do want a fire pole going up and down. So we're going to grab up the rock crusher and the fire pole all in one felt swoop, and with all of that, we're actually going to change up the electricity in our base. We're going to see if we can't get it just to be a little bit more powerful than what we have right now, which again is just this hamster wheel. And with that, we're going to want to pump all of this water out of here. So we're just getting down to here. We're going to get a pump ready to go. Just going to go regular liquid pumps. We're going to come up here. We're going to... let's go up this way. And we'll grab up a liquid vent. Throw it on right there. We have another duplicant skill ready to go. Oh, wow, we got a ton of duplicant skills here. Okay, so we're going to give them the second hard abyssalite mining for our dig so we can get out of our base. Our rancher is also ready to go, so that is perfect. Our researcher has another skill, so we're going to give them a +1 in researching, let them go a little bit faster. And our supply came with one. We actually didn't have it ready to go. We already have a mechatronics engineer person that's on that way, so we're actually going to go down to here to tidying. So it's +2 in strength. This is also +2 in strength, but this gets us to plumbing, and they can empty pipes that way. So we do want our supplier to be able to empty all those pipes, so we're going to start from the bottom. Okay, so our research is complete, and the next thing we want is this smart battery. And once we get the smart battery and that rock crusher, we can actually get a nice little coal-generated power source going down here on the bottom left, so we should be good to go after that. But as you can see, we are starting to pump out this water that's down here at the bottom. We're just going to put it into our liquid reservoir. This pump is on our manual generator, so it does look like somebody's going to have to continuously be going, which is okay. We just want all this water out of here, and once that research gets done, we can actually set them up and have them ready to go for a little bit of heftier power. But I think we are going to stop here on cycle 18. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. We're going to be back. We're going to reconvert a little bit more of our bathroom here. We're going to get a fire pole going, and we're actually going to get ready to bust out of our base. We want to get some ranches set up and going over here to the right, but we do want to bust out of this base very, very soon, and we want to start getting to the outside and saying, what is this? Look at this. This is where our base goes. So it stops here, right? And it continues down this way. This is the starting biome right here with a little bit of normal liquid water. So very interesting starting biome, but we do have a great start to our base going on right now. And thank you again for checking out the channel. If it did help you out, a like and subscribe is always appreciated. And thank you guys so much for checking it out. We will see you on the next video. Really quickly before we go to here, I'm actually going to get all this water out of here just so I can continue digging while we're off the air, and this is the way that I like to do it. I hate using this pump here, so we actually just put some tiles down, and we are just going to allow our digger to completely dig out this whole entire thing, and after they do that, it should just fall down and pour right into our water basin.